Hey y'all, this is Brett, and today I am making giant condoms. I'm just kidding. What it is these are wooden foam rollers. Wooden rollers, not foam. That's a foam roller. And the foam rollers work good for a while, and then after you've rolled on them for so long, they start to squish and lose their shape. And I'm telling you, petroleum products are used for every freaking thing. But for 90% of those applications, they're not worth a shit, especially when it comes to direct contact with the human body. Because you don't want your bod, your food, your clothes to be touching anything that's petroleum products, like what was spilled out into the Gulf. Does that make sense? Cotton clothes, not synthetics. Throw all that shit out. Okay, so cotton, wool, hemp, linen. Cotton, wool, hemp, and linen. And there's a few others. Silk. Okay? But today, I am covering these wooden foam rollers. I'm not going to say foam. My God, stop! It's not foam, it's wood. They're wooden rollers with latex, liquid latex rubber. And these two I've already covered, and you can see it dries clear. It starts out white. See? It starts out white, and you paint it on like this. And when it comes to you in these jars, these containers, I believe it's liquidlatex.com, and people use it for making masks, like Halloween masks. And there's all kinds of videos on YouTube for how you can make Halloween masks out of liquid latex. You have to make a mold and blah blah blah. You can make one of your own face so that someone else could wear your face. There you go. If anyone would like to buy a mask with my face, I'll make them one for $1,000. Okay, so basically I'm taking the liquid latex and I'm painting a thin coat. It has to be a thin coat. And that's one of the things with this, and I doubt that I'll ever sell these because it takes time to make them. And I had to hire a woodworker with a lathe to create the wood, and he had to glue the pine together. This was pine. He ran out of pine for that small one, and he made that one out of cherry. But, you know, it's got to be about, if you want to duplicate that, 6 inches in diameter. And so you put it on there, you let it dry, and then like 4 hours later you can put another coat on. Now, they put ammonia. They put ammonia in the liquid latex as a preservative and so that it'll dry faster. And so what I recommend that you do is you get yourself a fan like this to blow the stuff like that and stay upwind from it while you're painting it on. You have to do these things. You have to use your head and take the precautions that you need to take when you're working with things in this world. Like I always use a dust mask when I'm working with wood, if it's dusty, you know, or eye protection, ear protection, all of those things. And then when you get stuff on like this, I'm not getting stuff on my hands. But if I were, and it were somewhat toxic, then I would be wearing gloves. So, you know, don't learn the hard way. Learn from me. And so, you put the stuff on. I'm going to turn this on. Okay? You put the stuff on. And you get it all over it really good. And then you hang it up, and you'll notice that I put a hook on the top. That's like a bicycle hook that you can get at the hardware store. And so after you get it all on, you hang it up, and then you paint the bottom. After you've hung it up, then you get underneath there like that and paint the bottom. So you've got a full coat all over it. And then you don't mess with the coat at all because it's drying rubber, you know. And then as soon as it's dry, you put on another coat, and you can make it as thick as you want. Now, I haven't done this before, so I don't know that that is absolutely true. But I would assume, I've played with it a little bit. I've done a couple coats on a piece of wood that was a scrap to mess with. And I would assume that you can just keep putting more and more coats on and get it nice and thick, maybe like that. Now you can put rebar, if you will, in between the coats, and that would be like they recommend cheesecloth. And I have a bunch of cheesecloth in there, and after like 5 coats they say put a layer of cheesecloth in there, and that acts as a strengthener to create like a rebar in between the rubber. And so I'm going to probably do that. And will I ever sell these? I kind of doubt it, because it takes a lot of labor just to keep putting these coats on, you know, every couple of days. You can put a couple of coats a day on it, maybe even 3 coats a day. And after maybe 10 days, it'll be done. But I may offer something like maybe just the wood, and then you buy the latex and do the finishing yourself. So thanks for joining me. I hope you're well.